Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we are going to be talking about Casper Network, aka Casper. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. So overall, I am recording this a little bit ahead of time and scheduling it for later. It is currently about 1:21 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Obviously, I'm going to be doing a quick update when I do wake up about the overall market structure, really kind of going in depth once the market really kind of opens up in terms of the indices and the impulses that we do see along the boards for crypto. But today I do want to talk to you guys about Casper, and specifically I want to talk to you guys about Casper's long-term vision. So with this in mind, obviously, trading volume is still down a little bit, about 26% almost. We're still up about like 2.15%. We're still ranging around that 8-cent zone. But ultimately, I'm not too worried about the price action. I actually said, and I tweeted out on my Twitter, I was talking to you guys a little bit about some price analysis for Casper, more so like, where I feel comfortable buying it. And I did say something like this, right? I said, accumulating Casper under 10 cents is going to be looked back on as legendary. I could happily hold this until it hits $10 to $30 plus, and I could easily see this at $100 plus by 2030. Now, a lot of individuals, considering the fact that, you look at market cap and stuff like that, a lot of individuals think that these prices are unlogical, they're unrealistic, they're hopium, if you will, right? And that's totally fine. I understand. I mean, I get it. But let's actually address this real quick. So, first and foremost, I see a big thing around tokenomics. I see that getting talked about a lot. I want you guys to understand that when we look at this project, you guys could see a ton of, analysis about this asset. I don't know where they put it, but there was a breakdown in terms of the tokenomics on CoinMarketCap that I've seen before. I guess like maybe they got rid of it or so, but you know, either way, it's the idea that there's locked up tokens that do get released every 6 months. We actually already seen that happen, so we're still, I would say around 5 months away until any sort of unlock happens. Last unlock, did nothing to the price because we've already seen the large amounts of lockups already released. But yes, does Casper have an inflation factor to it? Not technically. I mean, when you look at other assets, their lockup periods are a lot worse. I would say that the lockup period for Casper is not too bad at all. So by the time that 10 billion, Casper's out in circulation, it's going to take a while to get there. And honestly, by that point, this market's going to have at least, I would say, a 20 to 50 trillion dollar overall market cap for the global crypto market. Now let's talk about these price predictions, right? Let's talk first off why I do believe that, accumulating Casper under 10 cents is an incredible opportunity. Well, first off, going off the current market structure, right? I'm going off that recent high back in November. I'm not going to go off of anything, before. We're going to be addressing that real quick. My basic minimum targets are around 80, almost 5 cents to almost 91 cents, almost 92. Which is an incredible upside from here. It's an over 10x opportunity currently. I think that is incredible. I think that those are the gains that we want to see. But also, I want you guys to, realize that if we go off of the fib levels, and this is again something that I've seen, before, and I do want to show you guys this because I think that this is pretty significant. So if we go off of the fib levels from this $4.37 zone, which is the topping, candles that we've seen back in May. Now, of course, are these ICO, prices 100%. That's why I don't like to go off of them too much at all. But if we do go off of that and we go off of that bottoming structure that we recently put in place, or even technically since we are going off of those high candles, let's go off of the bottom structure going back to the summertime of 2021. So check out these fib outreaches when we look at something like that. This is also where I do get the idea on like some massive high points if we do see them, like more so like $18 to $20, right? These are some major targets. But that last one takes us to about $34 roughly. Now, do I believe that this is going to happen this bull run? Absolutely not. But I will say this, in the long-term span of Casper, I could definitely see this outreaching, to $10 to $30. Hence why I said, $10 to $30 plus. Now let's talk about the $100 plus price prediction, right? Because that's again, we're going off of some ICO prices back here, but this was roughly about a $66, mark. But is that why I'm talking about, $100 plus? Absolutely not. In fact, I just recently talked to you guys about Casper going to $100, right? Here's the $100 market cap, that we would be at. Basically a $450.3 billion market cap, an upside of 1,277x. How do we do this? How do we get to $100 per Casper? What is the deal here? Well, first off, we're kind of going off of Ethereum, right? Ethereum at its all-time high. So again, I kind of mind you, when we talk about Ethereum, there's also other assets that could possibly achieve Ethereum's market cap. Don't know why I'm getting hit with this. I never really got hit with that before. Let me go back to this. So here we have it. Now let's go back down and look at the all-time high for Ethereum real quick. So when we look at this, this hit about $4,891. So $4,891. Remember that, $4,891. The market cap was roughly about $588.7 billion. Now, if we look at Casper, again, we'd be worth about $130 at that point. But again, I'm not going off of $100 because, hey, let's kind of compare it to Ethereum. No, I'm actually talking about this achieving $450.3 billion in market cap by 2030, because we look at this current market and we see the strides that this market is making in terms of adoption from institutional grade clients and enterprise grade clients, and kind of compare and contrast it to what is actually being built on these networks, specifically, again, Casper. So let's look at this. So first off, shout out to Rect Wojak for this, but we do see CBDC equals nodes generate messages in order to try and reach a consensus on the newly created blocks. Block proposer selects a set of pending transactions that includes the hashes of the transactions in a block. This is proto block. Consensus executes and the block is finalized. We do see down here, again, Casper Network is purpose-built to plug into existing technology infrastructure and systems. The Casper technology has interfaces and APIs that will enable it to work seamlessly with tools that are commonly used in business today. This has already attracted multiple developers. Now listen closely to this.
On top of that scalable, secure, and decentralized proof-of-stake architecture, we have included features to optimize it for mass adoption.
For mass adoption. Okay, this is developer friendly. It's scalable, it's upgradable, it's incredible to say the least when we look at this network. And we actually do see down here there are nearly 30 million developers in the world. Casper is designed so that, let me actually mute this just because I don't know if that background music is copyrighted or not. But we do see down here that all of them are, available to start building applications on Casper, because Casper is designed for, again, that messaging format. I actually just said this the other day in one of my videos where I was talking to you guys about the developer language that, again, Casper does have. And we do see down here, again, when we look at this, it is user-friendly, it is developer-friendly, it is built for, again, the future of, developing and use cases. Casper is already one of the largest POS chains with 16,000 unique delegators, over 70,000 plus accounts, a figure that doesn't even include the 35 plus thousand successful coinless sale participants, 480,000 plus contract deploys, 385,000 plus native Casper transfers, and 100 plus validators. And again, we do see down here, Casper Labs also joined the BSN's Open Permissioned Blockchain Initiative, OPB, with a modified version of Casper called the Fuzhou, or Fuzhou, I'm always butchering that, chain, from which digital certificates will be bridged onto Casper as permitted by OPB administrators. And again, you guys can really kind of see this. This is really kind of putting business first in terms of applications. And again, this does focus on enterprise grade use cases. This isn't flashy use cases that I know a lot of individuals are used to. And also, last but not least, I want you guys to understand that Casper is upgradable. We do see here today implementing upgrades to on-chain applications.
Today, implementing upgrades to on-chain applications is cumbersome, both from a technical and governance perspective.
Again, I just want you guys to understand that when we talk about I would say the features behind Casper, it's perfectly, forfeit it for the Fortune 500 plus companies. And when we talk about this, I would say this is going to absolutely disrupt at scale these major companies. And this is where we do see the true value unlocked for, again, Casper. I tell you guys this because, this is something that is a long-term hold for me. I feel comfortable buying this. I feel comfortable hodling this, accumulating it, especially under 10 cents, because I do see the vision behind what Casper is trying to build here. We do see Casper's innovative, future-proof, and environmentally friendly NFT smart contract standard combined with the aforementioned, upgradable smart contracts. NFTs built via Casper Network can be modified to incorporate additional benefits and utility to owners. Again, like I said, this is going to truly disrupt many markets. They're going after DeFi. They're going after NFTs. They're going after Fortune 500 plus companies. I mean, when we look at this, right, take a look at the long-term longevity of some of these networks. I mean, even if you look at some of the bare minimum projects, right, like for an example, Solana, right? I've always kind of compared Solana to, Hedera and things like that. I never really kind of compared Solana to, Casper, but think about it like this. We are sitting at, right now, currently, like 8 cents. Okay, this is similar to when, Solana was sitting at like 80 cents. All right, and it ran to $250 plus. I'm not saying that we're running to $250 plus either. I'm just saying, like, when we look at the overall gains that this did hit, I mean, even at its all-time high, again, at $260, check out the all-time high of Solana, right? $260 unlocked a massive market cap for this. An $85.3 billion market cap. And this was in the span, by the way, again, going off of those all-time lows 2 years ago. In not even 2 years did it hit. It was like about a year and a few months that it hit those all-time highs. So it did a massive move from May of 2020 to November of 2021. I want you guys to understand that Casper's only 1 year old. And if we had the market cap of, again, Solana at its all-time highs, we would have an $18.93 Casper, an upside of 241x. That is something that's fairly significant. The thing that I want to mention here, and the reason why I want to talk about this, the potential gains around Casper are fairly massive when you look at the things like this, okay? Just so you guys know, an $18.93 Casper going off of those fib outreaches from those, high wicks would bring us between the 4236 and the 4618. Two very crucial fib outreaches that are almost nearly breached constantly on massive jumps. I mean, we talk about Bitcoin hitting the 4236 and the 4618 quite a bit. We talk about those targets being, very crucial for a lot of assets to really kind of target as well. I've addressed this multiple times. I mean, technically speaking, when we go and look back on time, all right, and again, I do just want to do this for, educational purposes, not, again, I'm not trying to give you guys financial advice off of these targets. I'm just saying, this is why I really kind of bring up these fib outreaches, because they are pretty, I would say that they're significant to the overall viewpoints on the current market structure. So let me show you guys something pretty interesting again on Solana, comparing it I would say comparing and contrasting it to Casper yet again. So we're going to go off of these wicks up here, and we're going to go off of the wicks down at the bottom structure. So here we have it. 1 second. So this is the summertime high, aka that April time frame. It was like April, May. Then we're going to go off of those summer wicks down. Look at the level that we targeted on that nice move up. In fact, we actually hit resistance at around that 4618. Huh. Pretty interesting, right? Now, I know on the second move up, it wasn't as significant. We didn't really hit like any sort of major highs. I mean, this was like a slight move after that major move from those summer lows. In fact, we hit around like the 1618. Ultimately, nothing too crazy off of that, major move. But this is again going off of the May lows, off of the, even summer highs. But you guys do see why I talk about the 4236 and the 4618 quite a bit, because even Solana did that same exact move. Now, if we are going off of the current structural high of Solana, and if we do go off of like this on the macro view for Solana, could Solana hit some major highs yet again? Ultimately, yes. I mean, we could see like $1,000 plus Solana if, of course, the network continues to, sort of move in a nice sort of developmental way. But that's not what I'm trying to talk to you guys about here. I'm trying to talk to you guys about the comparison and contrast of, fib outreaches and how we kind of get to those main target points. Like even talking about, we'll go back to, like I don't know if there is, so yeah, so this like came out a little bit after the COVID crash. So I can't really go off of that structure, but I can technically try to see if we had, I never charted this, so we are kind of in uncharted territory, literally. But I can kind of show you guys what, outreach that we hit on some of these recent highs. So on this wick, which was around the May 2021 timeframe, we hit just slightly under the 3618. If we do, slightly hit under that, again, it's around like an $11 to $15 Casper, which is still an incredible opportunity. But I'm kind of talking to you guys in the sense that, like, how realistic is the, overall patterns to play out on specific assets like Casper to Solana logical, right? That's why I've always said, I'm more so targeting that $4 to $7 range on Casper because we never had a bull run for Casper. I mean, we never had a bull run for Solana either until, again, 2021. But if this does hit, like I said, if this hit $18 to $20, that's something significant. And, this is like a 240x plus gain. Now, I'm not saying that this is unrealistic. I think that this could happen. What we do need is some high tier exchange listings because we got to remember that Solana during that entire time was getting listed along the boards on some top tier exchanges. We don't have those top tier exchanges in mind for us. But I definitely do, foresee Casper having an incredible year ahead. I've always said $4 to $7 just to be a little bit more conservative in terms of those targets. But again, going off of those, fib outreaches, going back to those, ICO prices, I kind of want to show you guys where we could lead to if we are going off of those, which, like I said, the upside is pretty significant. So definitely pay attention to long-term holds here. I mean, like when we look at the long-term targets of Casper, I definitely think that this is in an incredible opportunity area. I think that when we look at these prices, I think that these are going to be prices that we look back on and we will never see again very soon. And with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, a beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.